Become Autodesk AutoCAD certified. Yes, I did this video a long time ago and many of you asked me hundreds of questions, and today I'm gonna answer some of your questions live, so maybe I can give you that last push for you to take the AutoCAD certification exam. Are you ready? All right. Before we start today, I like to say hi to everyone. Thank you for being here today. This is, if you are new, this is the Lazy Arquitecto channel, and we are all about finding and sharing ways to save time using AutoCAD. How? Well, sharing some tips and tricks, creating custom tools, creating dynamic blocks, basically anything that we can create and share it in order to stop wasting time working in AutoCAD. I'll be here sharing those each Saturday around 3 p.m. That is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the United States time. All right. So I hope this live stream can help some of you guys to answer some of your questions about the AutoCAD certification. Do you really need it? You don't need it? What's the process? What's the price? Some of your questions again to make maybe give you that last push that you need in order to go and take and get this certification. All right. So we're gonna start right now and give you some time by the end of this live stream to give you some time to answer some of your questions or to talk about anything related to AutoCAD. All right. So I think we're gonna start right now. So let me go and share my screen. All right. Okay. So let's start with one of the first questions from Jose Lopez. And Jose asked, have you found a job with your certification? Jose, to be honest, in my particular case, the answer is no, because first I got a job in this architecture firm, of course, using AutoCAD. That's the tool that they use. And then after probably a couple of years, I got my AutoCAD certification. In my case, I didn't really need it at that time because I already got a job. However, since I started it creating AutoCAD tutorials, right, for you guys here in YouTube, I decided to get my AutoCAD certification just to have maybe that credibility or build that trust with you guys that I am indeed an Autodesk professional. So I can give you, better tutorials and so on. All right, so that's kind of you're asking me about if I got a job with my certification. So in my particular case, the answer was no. But of course, if you want to get a first job, definitely it will help you to have your certificate, right? It will be again credibility that you have to show that you know the software and you will be able to perform the task or the job that you will be assigned on this particular field, right? Um, so that's Jose. Hope I answered your question. And let's keep moving with the next question. We have a couple of people connected on the chat. That's great. That's awesome that you are here. Um, so let's keep moving. Again, by the end of this live stream, we're going to give you some time to maybe ask your questions about this AutoCAD certification or basically anything related to AutoCAD. All right. So we already went and answered the first question from Jose Lopez, and let's keep moving with the second question. So the second question comes from Prince Matthew. So he said, "Hi, awesome video, man." He's referring to the video that I did like a year ago about getting the AutoCAD certification. So he says, "I'm currently an electrician telecommunications apprentice in the United States, and I would love to dive into electrical AutoCAD. I've never used the software before, but I have a good knowledge of construction. What is the first step you would recommend, and do I need an associate degree?" That's a good and really good question, Prince. And the reason I picked this question was because I believe it's going to be beneficial for other people. So that's why I'm going to answer it live here today. So basically, what I would recommend is if you have the possibility, if you can afford to get an associate degree, I would say go for it. You can get an associate degree maybe in computer and drafting or something related to design. Of course, I would say yes, go for it. However, if you cannot afford it, I would recommend that you can get some training or you can get a lower range job. By this, I mean maybe find a job or apply to a job related to furniture, right? You can start working in any furniture um, job, maybe designing or drawing the furniture. And that would be easier to get that job once you gain some experience, maybe after 6 months. You can try to use that experience, put it in a portfolio, and show your drawings, as a proof that you know the software, and then you can apply for a job that is related to your field, in this case, electrical. So that's a way to also get a job using AutoCAD if you cannot afford um, to get an associate's degree, right? So I hope I answer your question, Prince. And let's keep moving now with the third question, right? But before that, we have some questions on the chat, and we have, let me see, Raula. Hi, Raula. Thank you for being here today. I think you're new to the channel, but that's great that more and more people are finding the Lazy Arquitecto channel. And it says, hello from Greece. Hello. I'm in Peru, South America right now, but I usually live in the United States. I'll probably be there in a couple more weeks, but for now, we're doing still this live stream from South America, Peru. Um, Raula also says, I love your channel. Hey, thank you for that comment. That's actually a motivation for me to keep showing here each Saturday around 3 p.m. That is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the United States time. So if you wanna, join us each Saturday, you can join us. You're welcome. And again, if you are new, here we are all about finding ways to save time working in AutoCAD, right? Because I feel really bad for sometimes people working or doing it the long way. So that's why I'm sharing basically anything that can save some time. Thank you for being here, Raula. And today, let's keep moving with the next question about the AutoCAD certification that came from you guys from a video that I did like a year ago. So let's keep moving. All right. So let's move to the third question about the AutoCAD certification. And this time, Nicholas is asking or was asking, hi, I appreciate you and all of your videos. Thank you, Nicholas. I recently passed my AutoCAD user certification exam. I wanted to ask you your opinion. Is the professional exam much harder than the user exam? I'm going to stop here to answer that question, and the answer is, of course, yes, Nicholas. The professional exam is going to be way much harder than the user exam. And you can notice that simply by comparing the objectives from both exams, which I already did in a video that I did a year ago. So you can check that video, which I did the comparison of both the user and the professional exam side by side. So, and over there you can automatically have a sense that the professional exam is going to be way harder. There are more advanced topics involved, um, such as XREFs, managing layers, and so on. So definitely the answer is yes. And then Nicholas is asking the proctor for my exam after I passed kind of made me feel like I have no business taking the professional until I get 2 years of experience in the field. But I feel like I would have a better chance of getting a job if I'm pro certified. Anyways, what do you think? Thank you. Nicholas, definitely you will have maybe more chances if you have the pro certification. But however, I wouldn't say that you will have so much chances. I would say that you are good with just a user certification in this case because you are looking probably by your comment your first job related to AutoCAD. If that's the case, so I would say that the user exam, the user certification is good enough for you in your particular case. Um, Another thing, let's now keep moving with the next question, and I hope, Nicholas, I answer your two questions that you have on your comment. Um, so let's keep moving, and I think we have another comment on the chat. Before we keep moving, let me share this. Okay, so we have tools. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Tools. He's asking, how do I get a job in AutoCAD, sir? Um, that's what we are talking here in these live stream tools. For your knowledge, I made a video 1 year ago about comparing the two AutoCAD certifications, the user and the professional, and giving you my personal experience. You can see it over here. This is the video that I did. Again, becoming an AutoCAD certified, where I share my experience and I give you some information that you're gonna need. And like I was saying, it has many hundreds of questions you can go over that are gonna help you to get more confidence on taking the exam. But to answer your question, how do I get a job in AutoCAD? Um, I would give you two ways. One is, of course, getting certified, either user or professional certification, and then put that on your portfolio with some work that that you did maybe for school or for training, and apply for a job, right? That's one way. Of course, if you can afford, you can also get into a college and try to get an associate's degree, maybe on computer and drafting or design. That way, you can put that on your resume and also apply for a job. That's two ways. I have one more way. The third way is you can apply for a lower range job, something like a furniture company, because I believe it's easier to get into a furniture company where you can start drawing furniture and maybe be there for 6 months, use those drawings, those furniture drawings, put it on your portfolio, and then try to apply into your field, maybe architecture, engineering, mechanical, because work and experience is also an important, even more important than a certification, I would say, from my personal perspective. So that's three ways, tools that you can get into an AutoCAD job, my friend. Darshan Naik is on the chat. Hi, Darshan. He says, sir, thank you for being here today. Darshan is saying, I have one doubt. Yes, let me know in the chat and I can answer your question, Darhan. Tus is asking, I'm a civil engineering student. The advice that I gave you, those three ways, um, works for any field, right? Even if you're an architecture, engineering, or so on. Again, I gave you three ways. If you're an engineering student, that's even better, because again you're gonna have some student work that you're gonna have in school. Of course, you can put that on your resume, on your portfolio, and apply for a job. Also, in this channel we have some AutoCAD tests that you can take. I think we have three by today's. We have three tests that you can try and see what is your expertise or your level in the software tools. All right, so let's keep moving with the next question that you had about the AutoCAD certification. And I believe this is number 4. So let's keep moving. And this question comes from Patel. Patel said, hello, great video. Again, Patel is referring to the video that I did a year ago here on YouTube. You can check that out later, where I compare the user and the professional AutoCAD exam. I also gave you my personal experience after taking and passed the AutoCAD test. So yeah, check that out later. But he says, I want such a certification to show my knowledge of software in my resume. Probably not for job. So do I need to take the user or the professional exam? What is the validity of this certification? And does both user and professional cost the same? Well, those are great questions, Patel, and that's why I choose this question, because I believe it's going to be beneficial not only for you but for many people that are maybe thinking of taking and passing the AutoCAD test. So to answer your question, if you only want this for your resume and you don't, probably not for a job, I would say that you can take the user exam, right? Because maybe your major or your field is not really related to AutoCAD. Maybe it's not about engineering, architecture, mechanical. Maybe it's some other field that you just want to prove that you know a little bit of drafting. And I would say the user test or certificate would be good enough in your particular case. And then he's asking, what is the validity of this certification? Well, the validity is one of the best in the field of drafting and design, Patel. Why? Because AutoCAD is one of the most used and recognized softwares in fields such as architecture, engineering, mechanical, and more. So it's very used in firms like this. So that's where the validity comes from. Is a software that is been for years still in the market, and it's gonna be probably even more years. So, and he's asking about the cost. Do they cost the same? No. The cost varies depending on if you're taking the user or the professional. The professional, I believe, is um, more expensive, but let's quickly double check that so I can give you a better answer on that. So right now we're here on the Autodesk website, and for the prices is right here. You can see the professional is around $200. I believe the user is 150, so that's not much of a difference, but it makes sense because for the professional, again, it's more advanced. Um, all right, so and over here there are more information that can help you to gain more confidence about taking the exam. Like for instance, 120-minute exam time. So that's the time, the questions, 45 to 60 questions. The price, again, right now I'm looking at the professional. Autodesk, that's the one that I passed, the one that I took, and the certificate that I have. If you want to take a look, my certificate is right here on my YouTube channel. If you go here, that's my Autodesk certificate. You can click and read whatever you need to, again, gain more information, and maybe that can give you more confidence when you go and take your exam. So this is me, and I took the exam on 2020. Again, you can check that out at your convenience later, but let's keep moving with the next question, right? um, so let's keep moving with the next question. I believe it's the fifth question. And the next question comes from Ismael Paulo dos Santos, one of my members or my supporters in YouTube. Thank you, Ismael, for supporting my work on YouTube. Um, so he's asking, when I did the professional exam, I was very nervous too. One thing, oh, he is referring that on the video that I did, I shared my personal experience taking the exam, and I said that I was nervous because I didn't know how was all the whole process. I was taking the exam from my house, so that gave me a little nervousness. So anyway, one thing that I had never used in AutoCAD and that I learned in the exam was the use of model viewports. By the way, many practical questions pointed to certain model viewports to be performed. When I took the exam, the certificate lasted 3 years. Does it still continue? Ismael, that's a great question again. That's what I'm showing it today, and I'm sharing it to probably hundreds of people that is going to watch this video, and it's going to help them, right? So the 3 years, that's according to Autodesk. Autodesk, of course, is the owner of AutoCAD and other programs such as Revit and so on. But so let's go back to the website because according to Autodesk, yes, 3 years is the time that they give to the Autodesk certificate. Let me find it over here. And I believe if I scroll over here, it says certification valid for 3 years. However, Ismail, to go back to your question, Uh, based on my personal experience, I would say that as long as you keep using AutoCAD or working with AutoCAD or using it in a regular basis, you wouldn't have any problems of taking again another certification, because offices or jobs wouldn't care if you took it more than 3 years ago, as long as you are using the software. So again, experience is more important than a certificate, and this is true with the validity of the program. If you took your certificate and then it's been 4 years, but you were still using the program, then I would say there wouldn't be any problems at all with a next job that you might try to get into. All right, Ismael, I hope I answered your question. And again, I can see here by the icon or the emotic that you are a supporter from my work on YouTube. Thank you very much for that. And I think that was the last question. So let me go to the chat and um, chat with you. Maybe you have some questions or not before we wrap up today's live stream. All right. So I hope these um, questions and answers can give you maybe more confidence and that little or extra push to take that exam, right, and get certified in AutoCAD. And why not maybe get a job in your respective fields? So, um, before we wrap up this live stream, so let me go to the chat and see if you have questions or not. Again, thank you for being here today, guys. I hope these questions and answers have helped you and inform you about the AutoCAD certification. All right. So if there are no more questions, as always, this video and the video on your screen to learn or keep learning AutoCAD comes thanks to my supporters, people who believe on my work, either as a YouTube member or Patreon. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on this next lesson.